From getting pimped out by mom to a hardcore drug habit at age 9, here's why the Teen Mom stars grew up fast. Fans watched Amber and her ex Andrew Glennon's bumpy relationship play out on Teen Mom. In 2018, the couple welcomed their son, James. And a year later, after a fight, Amber was arrested for domestic battery. According to TMZ, during the incident, Andrew locked himself in a room with James, while Amber used a machete to try to open it. The couple soon split and engaged in a heated custody battle. According to The Sun, in October 2021, Andrew accused Amber of misusing drugs during pregnancy and the later care of their son. 9 months later, Amber lost custody of James.
You need to look at what I'm doing right now. You need to look at the future, not the past.
Amber has seemingly made a concerted effort to regain custody of James since then. She told Us Weekly, "I've worked so hard to better myself and improve my relationships with my children. I'll never stop fighting for my children, who I love more than anything." Amber's tell-all, "So You're Crazy Too?" exposed some shocking truths about her childhood. She wrote, "I first tried to kill myself when I was 11 years old. I just felt like I didn't want to live anymore. As I look back now, it is clear I was already suffering from mental illness."
It completely ripped my heart out.
In light of this, the reality star admitted that she turned to self-medication. She shared, "When I was 9 years old, I tried my first opioid, and it was the best feeling in the world. After that, I did drugs on a pretty regular basis all through my adolescence." Caitlin Lowell's hubby, Tyler Baltiera, has always been a fan favorite of the franchise. But along with a loving relationship with Caitlin, Tyler has more recently opened up about his experiences with trauma. As he shared with Nita, "I have struggled with depression since I was 11 years old, when I attempted suicide. At that age, my dad was just sent back to prison for the second time, and I was so used to having him around."
You made a stupid choice and you're in prison.
Tyler claimed his father's absence made him feel unlovable as a child. He then revealed that he had been molested since he was 9 years old, adding, "The first time I was sexually abused was by my sister's friend, who is 4 years older than I am. I was only about 9. I wanted someone to acknowledge that it was wrong and help justify why I felt so guilty." As she detailed in her book, Conquering Chaos, Caitlin's mother was a lifelong alcoholic. Caitlin recalled, "She'd drink too many beers, or there would be a party, and I would be the one watching the house to make sure everything was okay. There was always this burden on me to watch the house while she was too drunk, which felt like always." With so much instability, Caitlin relocated to Florida to live with her grandparents, but she soon turned to marijuana to cope with the stress. Years later, Caitlin has traveled her own sober journey, and in April 2018, she tweeted, "Been sober for going on 5 months.
I just had like a light bulb moment where I was like, maybe I need extra help and it's okay if you need it."
Farrah Abraham seems to always get a top spot when it comes to cast drama.
You can just take your little and get on a phone call and do your job.
But the MTV alum has gone through some harrowing experiences since becoming famous on 16 and Pregnant.
You wanna say bye-bye? Say bye-bye, Daddy.
In 2008, her boyfriend Derek Underwood tragically died in a car accident at 18. At the time, Farrah was 8 months pregnant with their daughter, Sophia, who was born in January 2009. The trauma, as well as the reality that Derek never met his daughter, is something that Farrah has grappled with for years. She posted to Instagram in February 2021, "I've shared so much of my life when I've been deeply depressed, suicidal, probably mentally ill because of it. It's not pretty. It's not like you're gonna get over it."
Everyone says it gets easier and it just seems to be getting harder every single day.
In January 2018, Mackenzie McKee's mother, Angie, was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer, and less than 2 years later, she had died. Mackenzie posted a tribute on Instagram, writing, "You were the glue that held me together, the one who always believed in me. I don't know what I will do without you. I will make you proud, Mama." On Teen Mom OG, Mackenzie then had the heartbreaking job of telling her kids about their grandmother. She explained,
Danny's not gonna get to come home from the hospital, okay?
Never, ever, ever.
Because I think it's time for her to go to heaven.
Even though they are not on the show anymore, Janelle Evans and David Eason seemed to drum up more headlines than any other cast members. According to People, MTV dropped David because of alleged homophobic remarks on social media. Then, in 2019, he shot and killed the family dog after it reportedly lunged at their daughter. In light of everything, MTV dropped Janelle as well. After getting them both booted from Teen Mom, David faced other run-ins with the law, including an arrest for driving with a revoked license and with an open container.
It just pisses me off the way everyone thinks about David. Because he doesn't do anything wrong and he does everything in his power to make our family happy.
Even though fans have begged her to walk away, Janelle stands by David's side as she assured her Insta followers in a Q&A, "My family has found peace. If you knew him, you'd probably like him too." When it comes to Janelle's mom, Barbara, if you know, you know. The mother and daughter were longtime fixtures of the franchise, with Barbara acting as primary caregiver to Janelle's oldest son, Jace.
Mom, you're drinking with 3 kids! I didn't have anything to drink!
According to People, Janelle and David temporarily lost custody of their children, Jace, Kaiser, and Ensley, in 2019 after the shooting of their dog. Barbara was then awarded custody of both Jace and Ensley. While that particular custody battle resolved itself, Janelle's relationship with Barb remained fraught. On July 31st, 2022, Janelle posted an Instagram video captioning it, "I have been the happiest I've ever been in my life. It sucks when none of your accomplishments are acknowledged, especially by your own mom."
She's slowly growing up, but I don't think she's made it there yet.
As of March 2022, Janelle was still seeking full custody of Jace, according to The Sun. In her 2014 memoir, Pride Over Pity, Kaylin Lowry revealed a childhood riddled with assaults, with the first non-consensual instance occurring in 8th grade with a boyfriend. She wrote, "I was too young to understand that I wasn't ready, physically or emotionally, for sex." The second time, the star was in the 9th grade and was dating someone new. She recalled, "I didn't want to sleep with him. I believed Toby loved me, so I decided I could give him this one thing as long as he wore a condom." Kaylin ended up pregnant from the incident, but her mom then forced her to have an abortion. She soon got pregnant again at 17. Following the birth of her son, Isaac, she alleged that a drunk friend had also raped her in her home. Kaylin has openly discussed co-parenting her 4 kids with 3 different fathers, Joe, Javi, and Chris. And during a Teen Mom 2 reunion, Kaylin revealed that she had started therapy because of an alleged incident involving Chris.
Chris almost killed me in October of 2019 by domestic violence.
But once Chris made his appearance on the episode, he claimed, "There's been abuse on both sides. She's making it seem like I literally beat her. I never beat her." Later, during a Q&A on Instagram, Kaylin responded to Chris's nonchalance, sharing, "It's actually really sickening. That night changed my life." For Jade Klein, family is complicated. On the Coffee Convos podcast, she swapped stories with co-star Kaylin, co-host Lindsay Chrisley, and guests Tyler and Caitlin, sharing, "Both of my parents were just incarcerated this last week. They've been strung out for so long, they're like binge addicts."
My mom's been in and out of jail and rehab many a times growing up, so it did affect me.
The star has had difficult relationships with both of her fathers, sharing that her biological dad took his own life when she was 6 months old. And because of his addiction, she no longer has a connection with her stepfather. Ultimately, her upbringing completely impacts her parenting. She said, "We were homeless forever. We lived in people's cars and hotels. I would still go to school and act like nothing is wrong." But it appears that Jade hasn't abandoned her family completely, as was portrayed on Teen Mom 2, when her mom tried to fill a painkiller prescription on her daughter's behalf. Following Jade's cosmetic surgery, a fan took an easy jab.
She needs medicine and this is not fair.
No.
Like,
and I think that's bull that the pharmacy doesn't have Percocets.
After the commenter alleged that Jade's mom stole the prescription for herself, Jade clapped back. No, LOL, my mom wouldn't take my pills and use them." Leah Messer endured a tough childhood. The Teen Mom star revealed that she was sexually abused by her babysitter when she was just 5 years old. She told People magazine, "My mom didn't understand why I screamed every time I went to the babysitter's house." In her memoir, Hope, Grace, and Faith, Leah also alleged that her mother, Dawn, forced her to have sex when she was 13 with a friend of Leah's named Mike. Leah wrote, "The next thing I knew, I was in the room with Mike and my mom was holding the door shut from the other side, so I couldn't get out. I didn't want to kiss Mike, much less have sex with him, but that's exactly what happened." Thankfully, Messer found a path toward healing through therapy and writing, and she has even mended her relationship with her mom. She shared with people, "At the end of the day, if I was going to own my story and own my truth, I was going to own it all." In October of 2020, Macy Bookout stopped at a gas station in Tennessee and quickly got caught in the crossfire of a shootout. According to pop culture, the incident was believed to be an altercation between a police officer and a man wanted for a hit and run. The suspect reportedly shot at the officer and the officer fired back, fatally wounding the suspect. Macy says she ran to the bathroom for cover, but instead of calling for help, she dialed her husband, Taylor McKinney. She said on Teen Mom OG, "I didn't call 911 first. I called Taylor, but I called him because, to be honest, I didn't think I was going to survive." Taylor quickly arrived on the scene and later asked producers to stop filming Macy. Following the incident, Macy experienced symptoms of PTSD, which fans watched unfold during season 9 of the show.
But I can tell that it's taking a toll on both of us.
A month after the shooting, Macy shared an Instagram post that appeared to allude to her recent experiences. She wrote, "Sending love to everyone healing from things they don't discuss with anyone. If you or someone you know needs help with mental health, please contact the crisis text line by texting HOME to 741-741. Call the National Alliance on Mental Illness Helpline at 1-800-950-NAME 6264 or visit the National Institute of Mental Health website